Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get!
That wasn't just some random meltdown, it was straight up a manifesto. Fast forward years later, and that same explosive energy blew up in court when Diddy charged at a witness so hard, security had to rush in and restrain him. But this wasn't just a one-time thing. That anger had been building under the surface for years. Even after he got locked up, there were secret prison calls, hush money moves ran through his own mom, and then Cassie's testimony dropped like a bomb, taking this case from bad to absolutely unthinkable. Let me fill you in on all the jaw-dropping details. The courtroom instantly turned electric the moment Diddy suddenly charged toward a witness, sparking chaos and disbelief. This wasn't just some tense exchange. It was a full-on physical confrontation threat that sent security scrambling. Eyewitnesses say the energy flipped in a heartbeat. What started as a typical legal proceeding turned into a near brawl that had everyone frozen for a second before security leapt into action. The sight of one of hip-hop's biggest moguls lunging at someone was surreal, leaving the courtroom buzzing with a mix of shock and disbelief. You could feel the tension thick in the air, like the room was holding its breath. No one expected that kind of outburst, especially with so many eyes on this high-profile case. Security's rapid response showed how seriously the situation escalated. They didn't just gently escort him back. It was a forceful restraining, highlighting how real the threat felt. That moment instantly became a viral highlight, sparking conversations everywhere about what could have pushed Diddy to that edge. Was it desperation, anger, or something deeper? Either way, it exposed cracks in the composed facade he's been trying to maintain through this entire legal storm. Diddy's image as a charismatic mogul masks a darker side that's been whispered about for years. Court records and witness testimonies hint at a pattern of explosive anger and tight control that's been bubbling beneath the surface. It's not just about this one courtroom outburst. Insiders describe moments where Diddy's rage has spilled into business dealings and personal relationships, leaving a trail of bruised egos and strained ties. Sources claim that behind closed doors, his need for control can turn aggressive, fueling tensions with those close to him. Some say it's part of his drive to protect his empire, but others worry it crosses a line into intimidation. There's a lot being said about how this intensity has shaped his public and private life, including stories of volatile confrontations that rarely make the headlines. What's been revealed in court adds fuel to these rumors, showing that the rage isn't just a momentary loss of temper, but part of a pattern that's now under the microscope. This complexity adds layers to the case, showing a man wrestling with power dynamics that extend far beyond the music and business world. One of the most jaw-dropping revelations swirling around this case involves whispers about secret calls from behind bars, where Diddy allegedly tried to pull strings and sway witnesses. Rumors suggest he's been using the prison phone system in ways that push legal boundaries, reaching out through intermediaries and even tapping into inmates' phone accounts to orchestrate hush money deals. The idea of using this network to influence testimonies adds a whole new layer of intrigue and controversy, suggesting that control and intimidation don't stop at the courtroom door. Legal insiders say this kind of covert maneuvering is a red flag. Prosecutors have hammered on, painting a picture of a defendant unwilling to play fair and instead opting for backdoor tactics to silence voices. The possibility that inmate accounts and hush payments are part of the scheme has fueled intense speculation, with some sources claiming it's a sophisticated web designed to keep damaging stories from surfacing. While these claims are still under investigation and no concrete proof has been made public, the chatter alone has sent shockwaves through the legal community and social media alike, exposing a ruthless side of this battle for power and silence. Things took a surprising twist when allegations emerged involving Diddy's own family, specifically his mother, Janice Combs. Reports claim she played a significant part in the hush money schemes, potentially acting as a key player in attempts to shut down witnesses. The involvement of family members in this way adds a shocking dimension to the case, raising questions about loyalty, protection, and how far people close to Diddy are willing to go to shield him. It's not just about blood ties. It suggests a coordinated effort to influence the outcome and control the narrative beyond what anyone expected. For many, the idea that Janice could be actively involved in such schemes is a bombshell, exposing the inner workings of a family that's tightly bound, but willing to dive into controversial territory. This revelation fuels speculation about what other family members might know or be involved in behind the scenes, and it deepens the storyline, hinting that the battle isn't just legal, but deeply personal. The implications here stretch beyond the courtroom, touching on themes of family loyalty, power struggles, and the lengths people go to protect a legacy. Behind the scenes, it seems Diddy's team has been playing a high-stakes game of digital chess, allegedly coordinating social media strategies to shape public opinion amid the trial. Sources claim there's been a deliberate effort to flood platforms with carefully crafted posts, aiming to sway fans, influence jury perceptions, and drown out negative narratives. The digital war extends beyond just the courtroom, with insiders saying Diddy's camp has been monitoring engagement metrics like hawks, tweaking content to keep the momentum favorable or to silence critics. This kind of manipulation highlights how modern trials are no longer confined to legal arenas. They're fought in the court of public opinion, where likes, shares, and viral trends can carry serious weight. Social media influencers and fan accounts tied to Diddy have reportedly been mobilized as part of this push, amplifying positive spins and downplaying accusations. The strategy's effectiveness is debated, but it undeniably reflects a savvy, if controversial, understanding of how today's celebrity legal battles play out. This digital maneuvering raises questions about fairness, the power of media narratives, and how much influence online campaigns have on justice in high-profile cases. One of the most crucial moments early in this saga was when the judge denied Diddy bail, a decision prosecutors pushed hard for due to serious concerns about witness tampering and ongoing influence. The legal team painted a picture of a defendant who's not just a flight risk, but someone with the capability to rally others, even from jail, to meddle with the case. The arguments weren't just about the charges themselves, but about the bigger risk Diddy poses in potentially shutting down key witnesses or corrupting the process through intimidation or financial incentives. Prosecutors underscored the fact that his reach and influence stretch wide, with access to resources and loyal associates who could act on his behalf. This denial sent a clear message about how seriously the court viewed the possibility of interference, essentially prioritizing the integrity of the judicial process over any leniency. It also reinforced the idea that Diddy's presence in the courtroom isn't just symbolic. His actions and potential behind-the-scenes moves could impact the entire case. This stance added a layer of gravity to the trial, signaling to the public and to Diddy's camp that the justice system intends to clamp down hard to prevent any manipulation. As with any major celebrity legal battle, the rumor mill has been swirling with wild conspiracy theories that grab headlines and spark debate online. One of the more bizarre threads involves a figure named Jonathan Audi and a rumored $5 million NDA deal, which some fans and commentators speculate could be tied to silencing certain voices. Cassie Ventura's testimony has added fuel to these rumors, with some interpreting her words as indirect confirmation that powerful players might be orchestrating secrets behind the scenes. These theories mix elements of Hollywood drama, money trails, and alleged hush deals into a tangled web that fans dissect daily. While many of these claims remain unverified and border on pure speculation, their viral nature reflects the public's fascination with scandal and the desire to understand what might be hidden beneath the surface. Some believe this points to a larger network of influence and control within the entertainment world, while skeptics caution against jumping to conclusions. Either way, these conspiracies have become a cultural sidebar to the trial, illustrating how high-profile cases often become breeding grounds for alternative narratives and shadowy speculation. The case isn't just about one man, it's shining a harsh light on systemic issues embedded within the music and entertainment industries. Many insiders whisper about a culture where powerful figures get a pass, and abuse or misconduct can be swept under the rug. There's growing speculation that other big names in the industry might have known more than they let on, or even quietly enabled problematic behavior to protect their own interests. This silence, some argue, is part of a wider problem where money and influence override accountability, allowing cycles of control and intimidation to persist unchecked. The trial is forcing a reckoning, exposing how these power dynamics affect not only victims, but the entire ecosystem around artists and executives. Industry veterans are reportedly uneasy about the fallout, worried that this case could open Pandora's box and lead to more people speaking out. Meanwhile, fans and activists are pushing for change, demanding transparency and justice. The ripple effects could reshape how the entertainment world handles allegations and power imbalances moving forward. Behind all the headlines, there's one figure that remains frustratingly elusive: the so-called Victim 3. This person's silence and refusal to cooperate with prosecutors have raised eyebrows and complicated the case in ways no one expected. The reasons for hesitating to testify are layered, including fear, trauma, and the pressure of going up against someone with such clout. Legal experts note that cases like this often hinge on every piece of testimony, so the absence of this witness creates a significant challenge for the prosecution. Rumors swirl about the identity and motivations of this individual, with some suggesting outside pressures or deals might be influencing their silence. It's a stark reminder of how complex and painful these battles can be for those involved, especially when the accused wields considerable power. This missing testimony adds an air of mystery and frustration, fueling speculation and making it harder to predict the trial's outcome. The emotional and psychological toll on all parties involved is enormous, highlighting the human cost beneath the courtroom drama. Throughout the trial, Diddy's courtroom demeanor has been under intense scrutiny, especially his apparent turn toward religion, which some see as a calculated PR move rather than a genuine spiritual awakening. Videos and photos of him holding a Bible and quoting scripture circulated widely, sparking debate online about whether this is a sincere effort at redemption or just a strategy to sway public opinion and soften his image. Social media has been buzzing with takes, from supportive fans calling it a sign of growth to skeptics dismissing it as a stunt. This behavior contrasts sharply with the aggressive moments we've seen, painting a complicated picture of a man trying to control not just the legal narrative, but also the cultural one. Analysts suggest this could be an attempt to humanize himself and appeal to jurors or the broader public by showcasing vulnerability and faith. However, critics argue it might backfire if perceived as insincere or manipulative. Either way, it's another layer in a case filled with drama, showing how every gesture is dissected and repurposed in this high-stakes battle for reputation and justice. One of the most disturbing episodes in this saga is the hotel incident involving Cassie, which was reportedly caught on video and paints a chilling picture of violence and intimidation. According to testimony, security officers present at the scene witnessed the events unfold, with some claiming they were later offered hush money to keep quiet, adding a whole new level of intrigue and controversy. This incident has become a focal point in the trial, symbolizing the alleged abuse and control that Cassie endured. The video evidence, combined with security personnel's testimonies, contradicts defense claims and bolsters the prosecution's case that what happened wasn't just a private dispute, but a serious assault. The hush money allegations suggest a coordinated effort to cover up the incident, raising questions about how far people around Diddy might have gone to protect him. This story has sparked outrage and sympathy for Cassie, who appeared visibly shaken but resolute during her testimony. It's a stark reminder of the very real human consequences behind the headlines and how abuse can be masked by power and money. Diddy's legal squad has been working overtime to poke holes in the prosecution's case, using every tool available to discredit witnesses and cast doubt on incident reports. Their strategy hinges on highlighting inconsistencies, pointing out gaps in testimonies, and portraying the entire saga as a smear campaign motivated by money or revenge. The defense paints a picture of unreliable witnesses who have motives to lie or exaggerate, attempting to shift the narrative away from alleged facts to question the credibility of those testifying. This includes dissecting timelines, questioning the authenticity of video evidence, and raising doubts about the motives behind hush money claims. It's a classic legal playbook move, but executed with a high level of aggression and precision, showing how seriously they're fighting to protect their clients' freedom and reputation. The defense's counter-arguments have found traction with some observers who believe the case isn't as clear-cut as prosecutors suggest. This battle of narratives underscores how high the stakes are and why this trial has become such a media circus. Every detail is contested and scrutinized, turning the courtroom into a battlefield of words and strategy. This isn't just any court drama. The charges against Diddy have rocked the industry and captivated headlines nationwide. The legal battle, stretching over months now, has peeled back layers of a complex saga involving multiple alleged victims and explosive testimony. From the get-go, the stakes were sky high. This case has everything: celebrity status, allegations that challenge powerful industry norms, and a legal team pulling out all the stops. The timeline is packed with jaw-dropping moments, from arrest announcements to fiery courtroom exchanges and media frenzies. Key players aren't just lawyers and judges. There are witnesses who've come forward with stories that rock the core of what fans thought they knew about Diddy's life and empire. Prosecutors have been relentless, pushing a narrative that paints a picture of manipulation and control, while the defense digs in, trying to tear down witness credibility. Every move is dissected by fans, reporters, and industry insiders alike, making this more than just a trial. It's a cultural flashpoint that's reshaping conversations around power, accountability, and what it means to stand up against big names. Cassie's courtroom appearance was one of the most powerful and emotional moments of the trial. Despite being visibly pregnant, she came in strong, delivering detailed accounts of abuse, control, and the terrifying freak-off events she endured. Her testimony pulled back the curtain on a relationship marked by manipulation and fear, showing a side of Diddy rarely seen by the public. She spoke candidly about the physical and emotional toll, revealing how the trauma affected her both mentally and physically. It was clear she wasn't just recounting incidents, she was fighting for justice and her own truth. The bravery it took to stand in front of a packed courtroom, knowing the media and the public were watching, can't be overstated. Social media erupted with support for her, with many praising her strength and calling for accountability. Her testimony added a human face to the case, shifting it from headlines and rumors to the raw impact on a real person's life. This moment became a turning point in the trial, highlighting that beyond the headlines and courtroom drama, this trial carries enormous weight for how abuse and power dynamics are addressed in the entertainment industry moving forward. It's not just about one case, but a potential tipping point in holding powerful figures accountable and giving victims a platform to be heard. The outcome could set a precedent that shakes the foundations of how the industry protects its own or turns a blind eye. For fans and advocates alike, this trial symbolizes a broader cultural shift demanding transparency, justice, and systemic change. It's also a reminder of the complex interplay between fame, money, and influence, forces that often complicate the pursuit of truth. No matter the verdict, the conversations sparked here are likely to influence future cases and industry standards. The trial forces everyone to reckon with uncomfortable realities about power, control, and the cost of silence. Ultimately, it challenges the culture to rethink how it supports survivors and confronts those in positions of power, making it a defining moment for justice and change.